back to the episode set on the island of Sodor. Gordon gets the giggles. In this episode, Gordon would not stop laughing and becomes worried he has a bad case of the giggles. Silly synopsis that would come from SpongeBob or something. But screw it, I don't care! The episode eventually starts with Rebecca saying good morning to Gordon, then later gets clumsy, bumping into a flatbed of honey. With only a couple of honey jars spilling onto Rebecca, she backs up but almost collides into Thomas, then is clumsy again, bumping into another flatbed, but except this time, this flatbed has vegetables. As Rebecca's driver cleans her face, Thomas is amused and gets a good laugh at Rebecca's face, looking like she is hilarious. Well, that's a way to compliment slapstick, Thomas. I guess you would say that. But speaking of which, who is the forgetful engine leaving rolling stock on railway lines without putting them on a siding? Is it Sydney? Or some other engine with leaving rolling stock on railway line syndrome? Or has no other engine learned anything about why leaving rolling stock without putting them on a siding can cause accidents if stranded on any line like the main line? Henry's health and safety, anybody?
No shit, Sherlock!
Gordon finds this really funny and laughs the hardest until he is questioned by Thomas if he is okay. Gordon admits he is fine, even though he's obviously still laughing. Thomas says there is something wrong with him, but Gordon says there's something wrong with his funnel as he gets the express. As Gordon continued on his day, he couldn't stop getting a laugh, but then becomes paranoid about himself and the fact his uncontrollable laugh takes him on again. But says to himself that he can't behave like this, saying he is not a silly little engine, and wants to put himself together, calling himself Big G.
Pull yourself together, Big G.
Big G? Now that is the most memorable part of the whole episode. Big G. Big G is someone for what Gordon really is. I love how Gordon says Big G, like it's his nickname. Imagine that being said in seasons 1 to season 7. I would love that. Now then, Thomas sees Gordon stopping in the main line and asks him if he's okay. Gordon says he's fine, but again, he couldn't control his laughter. Yeah, mainly because this happens to most people in real life that can't control their laughter. Including me, really. Gordon could not stop laughing when he approached the level crossing, but then he stops laughing again as he is worried if the Fat Controller saw him laughing like he is crazy, he would take the express away from him. Would he do that in a way where he took James's coaches away for being a jackass about the passengers in Pouty James? Well, I like that episode, by the way. Rebecca comes by and apologizes about earlier, but Gordon tries not to laugh. Rebecca questions him if he's alright, but Gordon says it's his funnel and he continues laughing without noticing the railway crossing or Sir Topham Hatt in his car. Rebecca and Thomas explain the things Gordon mentioned earlier, and Gordon's laughter gets so carried away, he laughs everywhere on his journey, but then goes back getting worried again, but then starts getting a bad feeling in his imagination that Fat Hat would take away his express coaches and give him silly clowny jobs from now on. So is that to help around with Mr. Bubbles or something? If so, then I'm in. Well, only in the case of bubbling boilers. Not Slippy Sodor, no, this episode can just get the fuck out of here. Gordon seeks help from Paxton, who he suggests him to the Sodor Steamworks to get help. Gordon decides to get help at the Steamworks and tells Victor his case of the giggles. You may feel it may seem a little pointless to add in an edgy spot there, but I don't care. It looks really cool, it's funny! The Fat Controller arrives, asking Victor to see if Gordon is fixed from, like, every part? Then Gordon tells Sir Topham Hatt his laughter was the problem. Well, it's better to tell the truth than keep up with the lie. feeling why he doesn't feel like he deserves to pull the express. So Topham Hatt knew Gordon was being silly all day and tells him there is nothing wrong with laughing, and Gordon admits this.
Having a good giggle does feel quite nice, sir.
The way I see how this episode handles this moral, like every moral in the show, this is very true in real life, as there's nothing wrong with having a good laugh at something funny in real life.
Excuse me? Any chance we could go home now?
And that's where the episode ends. Plus, the passenger in the end there was used in a pretty funny manner. So, what do I think of Gordon Gets the Giggles? 8 out of 10. No contest. It's actually really good. Okay, this review is over, and I'll see you next time on the next episode. See ya! And now, for a feature presentation.
Are you okay, Gordon?
Yes, of course I am. It was my funnel. There's something wrong with it. Oh, dear. Yes, of course I am. Absolutely. Absolutely nothing funny to see here. Just my problem, Paxton. I'm always needing help. I seem to have a terrible case of the giggles. I can't be giggling all over so Well, having a good giggle does feel quite nice, sir.
Now that I completed this review, what should I review next? Oh, fuck me, what did I get myself into?